dripping down the wall, tracing shapes across the room. Quiet like a held-back call, melting into something smooth. Your t-shirt hanging on the chair still remembers how you move. Everything is softer here, like the air knows what to do. Nothing sharp, nothing rushed, just a warmth I want too much. Too much like butter on a warm plate. I slowly give way, edges disappear when you say my name. No fight, no mistake, just a soft fade. I'm falling into you like butter on a warm plate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Coffee cooling on the side, morning slipping past the clock. We don't need to step outside, we don't need to talk a lot. Fingers brushing mine like a promise without sound. Time is loosening its hold, everything is slowing down. If this moment melts away, I would still feel how you stay. Like butter on a warm plate, I slowly give way, edges disappear when you say my name. No fight, no mistake, just a soft fade. I'm falling into you like butter on a warm plate. Hey, hey. Maybe love is not a spark, not a fire in the dark. Maybe it's this quiet heat moving underneath. Not dramatic, not loud, just a hand I'm allowed to hold without fear of it disappearing. Hey, like butter on a warm plate, golden in your gaze. I don't need to hold any part of me in place. If the world turns cold, if the light starts to fade, I will still remember butter on a warm plate. Hey, hey, hey. Morning resting on my skin, like I don't have to begin anything I'm not ready for while you're here. Kitchen light is low and gold, steam is dancing from the stove. Quiet bubbles rise and fall, like a secret no one knows. Window open to the air, carrying the evening in. Nothing urgent, nothing loud, just the warmth beneath my skin. Something gentle growing deep while the world is half asleep. It's the sound of simmering, soft and steady heat. Not a spark, not a flame, just a quiet beat. Nothing needs to rush, nothing has to ring. Love is in the hush, in the sound of simmering. You're leaning on the counter there, watching like you understand every little ordinary thing turning softer in your hand. Spoon against the pot, slow round, circles we don't have to name. All the noise outside the door feels 1,000 miles away. If this moment never grew, I would still be full with you. the sound of simmering, soft and steady heat. Not a spark, not a flame, just a quiet beat. Nothing needs to rush, nothing has to ring. Love is in the hush, in the sound of simmering. Maybe love is not a blaze, not a fire that demands. Maybe it's this quiet place where I don't have to stand tall or strong or brave at all. I can simply be held inside a gentle warmth that doesn't ask of me. It's the sound of simmering, warmer than before, filling up the air, spilling to the floor. If the night turns cold, if the lights grow dim, I will still recall this quiet warmth within. Soft bubbles in the dark, like a calm, enduring spark. Not loud enough to show, just enough to know.
Curtains breathing in the light, dust turns gold in quiet air. Coffee cooling by my side, morning softer when you're not there. Your mug still waits beside the sink, lipstick ghost I couldn't clean. Funny how the smallest things keep you louder than you mean. I don't chase the afternoon, I just let it find me slow. Since you left, the sun comes in earlier than I used to know. Windows open before noon, let the silence fill the room. Air that doesn't smell like you, but I breathe it anyway. Neighbors' music leaking through, someone laughing 2 floors down. Life goes on without a cue, even when you're not around. Windows open before noon, guess I'm learning how to move. Windows open before noon. Windows open before noon. Plants you named are still alive, I water them on Sundays now. Talk to leaves like their advice, they don't ask me where or how. Phone lights up and fades to black, no one special, just the news. Funny how I used to wait, like the sky would text me you. I don't check the door anymore every time a car goes by. But sometimes I hold my breath for no reasonable reply. Windows open before noon, let the silence fill the room. Air that doesn't smell like you, but I breathe it anyway. Neighbors' music leaking through, someone laughing 2 floors down. Life goes on without a cue, even when you're not around. Windows open before noon, guess I'm learning how to move. Windows open before noon. Windows open before noon. Maybe healing isn't loud, maybe it's this gentle ache. Not a storm that tears things down, just a sky that doesn't break. Maybe love that couldn't stay left a window in my chest, not to hurt me every day, just to let the air do rest. Windows open before noon. I don't flinch at empty space. Sunlight pouring through the room, soft enough to take your place. I still miss the shape of you, but it doesn't pull me down. Grief can sit beside the truth. Both can live here now. Windows open before noon, and I finally do too. Curtains breathing in the light. Nothing broken, nothing new. Just a quiet open day, learning how to be without you.
Sunlight on the cutting board, warm across the grain of wood. Knife taps out a steady chord like a rhythm saying you're still good. Orange peels curl in my hand, tiny moons I let fall down. Morning doesn't ask for plans, it just spins the day around. Kettle singing soft and low, steam against the window glass. Nothing urgent, nowhere to go, let the quiet minutes pass. Sunlight on the cutting board, turning everything to gold. Even leftovers from before look like something warm to hold. Radio hum something sweet, half a song I almost know. Life is simple, life is neat, in this gentle yellow glow. Sunlight on the cutting board says I don't need more. Kitchen tile, cold that fades as minutes move. I catch myself start to smile and nothing I can really prove. Calendar stays on last week, pen still where I left it lie. Maybe time is not so strict when no one's asking why. Neighbor watering her plants, pigeons pacing on the rail. World continues by chance in its ordinary detail. Sunlight on the cutting board, turning everything to gold. Even leftovers from before look like something warm to hold. Radio hum something sweet, half a song I almost know. Life is simple, life is neat, in this gentle yellow glow. Sunlight on the cutting board says I don't need more. Ooh, sunlight on the cutting board says I don't need more. Maybe peace is not a place, maybe it's a slice of day when nothing needs to be erased, nothing needs to run away. Maybe healing doesn't shout, doesn't sparkle, doesn't shine, just a quiet spreading out of space that once was tight. Sunlight on the cutting board, hands no longer feel so cold. All the things I can't afford don't seem heavy to behold. Coffee rings and citrus skin, proof that I was here and stayed. Not a grand or noble win, just a soft surviving day. Sunlight on the cutting board, and my heart's restored. Down the moment and shadows slowly cross the floor. Day begins without defense, I'm not hiding anymore. Apron strings around my waist, floor drifting in the air. Sunlight moving place to place, like it's searching everywhere. Teacup warm in both my hands, tiny chip along the rim. Nothing here is really planned, still the day feels full within. clock ticks off but not too loud. Outside someone shuts a gate. Life goes on beyond this cloud, but it doesn't have to wait. But it doesn't have to wait. Apron strings and quiet things holding me together now. Little ordinary springs keeping calm beneath the loud. No big answers, no grand signs, just the softness of this room. Pieces stitched in simple lines, blooming where I used to bloom. Apron strings and quiet things are enough for me. Dishwater turns silver gray, bubbles popping one by one. Memories don't rush today, they just warm like distant sun. Chair across from mine stays bare, still it doesn't feel like loss. Air moves gently through the air, curtains breathing light and soft. Somewhere far a siren cries, fades before it reaches here. In this pause the world goes by without asking me to steer. Without asking me to steer. Apron strings and quiet things holding me together now. Little ordinary springs keeping calm beneath the loud. No big answers, no grand signs, just the softness of this room. Pieces stitched in simple lines, blooming where I used to bloom. Apron strings and quiet things are enough for me. Apron strings and quiet things are enough for me. Maybe safety isn't loud, doesn't lock every door tight. Maybe it's this little cloud floating through a patch of light. Maybe love can simply stay folded in a cotton seam. Not dramatic, not a blaze, just a steady, quiet dream. Apron strings and quiet things, not a cage but gentle thread. Soft reminders life still clings, even when the noise has fled. Hands that trembled yesterday now can rest, now can release. Nothing here demands I stay, yet everything feels like peace. Apron strings and quiet things, let me breathe again. Apron strings and quiet things, let me breathe again. Apron strings and quiet things. Kettle cools, the room grows wide, dust floats slow in fading beams. I step out but keep inside. Apron strings and quiet things.
Morning walking by the shore, shoes half buried in the sand. Waves repeat what came before, like a language I can't plan. Wind keeps tugging at my sleeve, as if asking me to stay. Nothing here demands I leave, nothing here needs words today. Distant boats like tiny dots floating where the sky dissolves. Every worry, every thought feels too heavy to involve. Salt in the air on my skin, quiet settling deep within. Not a cure, not a repair, just the salt in the air. Breathing slow, letting go of the things time slowly pale and white. Clouds drift like they're passing through. I don't have to run or hide. Nothing here is asking proof. Somewhere phones begin to ring, deadlines waking up the day. Out here time's a softer thing, like it forgot how to chase. Soaked in the air on my skin, quiet settling deep within. Not a cure, not a repair, just the salt in the air. Breathing slow, letting go of the things I used to wear. I don't need to be repaired with the salt in the air. Maybe healing isn't loud, doesn't glow or leave a mark. Maybe it's this passing cloud, cooling down a restless heart. Maybe peace can simply be something you don't have to hold, like the sea surrounding me. Endless quiet, uncontrolled. Salt in the air in my lungs, soft where all the noise once hung. No big moment to declare, just the salt in the air. I'm still me, standing here, nothing fixed but less to spare. Turns out I don't need repair, just the salt in the air. Waves keep coming, waves keep going. Sky grows bright, the day begins. I walk back but carry on. Salt beneath my skin, beneath my skin.
Morning light on empty cups, hair still warm from where I slept. Kettle hums and slowly stops, like it knows I'm not ready yet. Spoon turns circles in the tea, tiny storms that disappear. Something quiet wakes in me, not loud enough to call it clear. Nothing special, nothing grand, just a softness in my chest, like my heart has changed its plan, chosen calm instead of rest. Stirring something gentle now, don't know when and don't know how. Not a spark, not a flame, just a warmth without a name. Small and slow, barely there, like a secret in the air. If it fades, that's alright. It was kind while it was mine. Window cracked to let in spring, curtains breathing in and out. Every little ordinary thing feels like something I forgot. Phone is silent on the bed, world can wait a little while. Thoughts aren't racing in my head, just a soft and sleepy smile. Maybe healing doesn't shout, doesn't make a grand debut. Maybe it just turns the doubt down to something barely true. Stirring something gentle now, don't know when and don't know how. Not a spark, not a flame, just a warmth without a name. Small, slow, barely there, like a secret in the air. If it fades, that's alright. It was kind while it was mine. I don't need it to stay, don't need promises or proof. Some things visit for a day, just to show you something new. Not a forever kind of peace, not a cure for everything, just a moment of release on a quiet morning. Stir something gentle still, soft enough to not fulfill all the dreams I used to chase, but it fills this little space. Maybe small is highlighting, maybe this is how hearts mend. Not with thunder, not with fire, just a quiet kind of friend. Tea's gone warm, the day moves on, sun climbs higher, shadows thin. Nothing changed, but something's calm somewhere deep within. Morning finds me half awake, wrapped in quiet, soft and slow. Light spills in across the sink, paint and silver on the chrome. Cup between my sleepy hands, he like something living there. Little clouds begin to rise, breathing secrets in the air. Nothing needs to be explained, nothing waiting to be won, just the hush before the day and the kindness of the sun. Steam dancing upward from my cup, like it knows how to let go, twisting into fragile shapes. Only morning gets to know. Nothing holding, nothing tight, just a drifting, tender proof that even what we cannot keep can still be soft and beautiful. Street below is waking up, distant doors and passing feet. Somewhere someone laughs too loud, somewhere radios compete. But in here it's featherlight, time moves like it lost its way. Every breath a floating thread, pulling me into the day. Maybe peace is not a place, not a goal or something earned. Maybe it's this quiet space where the kettle barely burns. Steam dancing upward from my cup, like it knows how to let go, twisting into fragile shapes. Only morning gets to know. Nothing holding, nothing tight, just a drifting, tender proof that even what we cannot keep can still be soft and beautiful. If it disappears too soon, if it fades into the air, doesn't mean it wasn't real, doesn't mean it wasn't there. Some things only come to show how light a heart can feel when it stops trying to hold everything that used to hurt. Steam still rising, thin and pale, nearly gone but not quite through. Like the quiet strength it takes just to be alive and new. Nothing certain, nothing sure, but this moment in my hands, warmth against my fingertips, more than any future. future plans. Steam dancing upward, almost gone, and I'm moving on. Cup grows light, the air grows clear. Day begins without a sound. Something gentle lingered here, even after settling down.
Morning leaning on the sink, sunlight warming up the tiles. Toast pops up before I think, feeling silence for a while. Coffee dripping slow and low, rhythm like a quiet song. In the window pigeons go, like they've been awake too long. Radio plays something soft, weather and a traffic light. Life is moving somewhere off, while this kitchen space is mine. Someone's home somewhere like this, kettle steaming, curtains drawn, standing barefoot in the light, letting another day come on. Nothing fancy, nothing grand, just a cup held in two hands, and it helps me feel alright, knowing someone understands, someone's home. Pen is warm beneath my palm, butter melts and starts to shine. Tiny storms of quiet calm, dancing in a golden line. Cabinet doors gently close, familiar like an old refrain. Every little daily pose washes something from the brain. Oh, maybe home is not a place, not a key or not a name. Maybe it's this ordinary space where nothing asks me to change. Yeah, someone's home somewhere like this, kettle steaming, curtains drawn, standing barefoot in the light, letting another day come on. Nothing fancy, nothing grand, just a cup held in two hands, and it helps me feel alright, knowing someone understands, someone's home. Not a movie, not a dream, not a postcard kind of scene, just a quiet hum of things working how they always did. Oh, plate stacked slightly out of line, crumbs that sparkle in the sun, proof that living leaves a sign, proof the day has just begun. Someone's home somewhere right now, water running window wide, breathing in the simple sound of a life that doesn't hide. Maybe this is home enough, even if it's small and warm, standing here in morning light, feeling gently reborn. Someone's home, kettle steaming, curtains drawn, standing barefoot in the light, letting another day come on. Nothing fancy, nothing grand, just a cup held in two hands, and it helps me feel alright, knowing someone understands, someone's home. Coffee cooling on the sill, city slowly getting loud, but this quiet lingers still, like a soft and steady cloud.
Floor dust across the sink, finger trails and pale white lines, measuring by how it feels, not by numbers, not by time. Radio low in the back, someone singing off-key sweet, steam is fogging up the glass from a pot of something deep. I remember watching hands like they always knew. Every step without a plan, every guess somehow rang true. It's a recipe I didn't write down, just a memory passed around. Pinch of this and stir it slow, taste and change it as you go. Nothing written, nothing fixed, just the way it always lived. If it turns out not the same, that's okay. I know your name. Sunlight warming up the stove, wooden spoon against the rim. Little splashes on my clothes, proof that I was all in. I don't know the proper way or the words for what I do, but the smell that fills the air feels like something close to you. Maybe love is mostly this, learning as the minutes pass, trusting what you never missed, even when you think you have. It's a recipe I didn't write down, just a memory passed around. Pinch of this and stir it slow, taste and change it as you go. Nothing written, nothing fixed, just the way it always lived. If it turns out not the same, that's okay. I know your name. Not perfection, not exact, not the way it used to be, but the warmth is coming back, rising quietly. Somewhere in the salted air, in the butter, in the heat, there's a voice that isn't there, still guiding every beat. It's a recipe I didn't write down, still it finds me somehow, in the way I move my hands, in the way I understand. Not the dish you used to make, but a version I can hold. Something new from something old, still a story being told. It's a recipe I didn't write down, but it feels like home now. Stove clicks off, the room goes still, leave me leaning through the door. Plate between my hands, I feel like I've been here before.